A very good day or night, Professor Jessica, whenever you're watching this. Today, my team and I are here to present to you a new idea that we have come up with, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be on board with the idea too. As you can see by the title of this presentation, our idea is quite clearly travel related. Let's start by talking about the rise in tourism in the recent years. Based on a survey by American Express, 72% of people mentioned that they'd rather pay for travel experiences over products. This demand for experiential tourism means that there is an increased desire for unique travel experiences, including the interest in local culture and venturing into unexplored destinations. But imagine this. A tourist has been to Singapore before and has visited all attractions. Now she plans to go back but wants to explore the true local culture. But how can she do this? Well, this brings us to the issue that there is no platform allowing tourists to get a local experience or interact and sustain a relationship. After doing some research, we found that the ability for intercultural interaction positively impacts both tourists and locals in their own ways. Hence, this inability for them to interact with one another not only affects a visitor's travel experience, but also the chance for them to foster new relationships. There's also this misconception that CMC is inferior to face-to-face communication, which might be the reason why there aren't many platforms allowing tourists and locals to communicate online in the first place. Now, as mentioned earlier, the lack of platforms for visitors to get a localized experience is simply because apps are often curated to showcase the best of Singapore. Existing apps like Airbnb and ShoWaround, amongst others, either allows for minimal interaction or simply lacks the credibility to be used widely, which is also why there aren't any platforms for intercultural relationships to foster. With that, this brings me to our proposed technology, localX.
Hi, and now I'll be introducing to you our brand new mobile app localX and explaining a bit of how it works. So first of all, we have partnered up with the Singapore Tourism Board to boost the legitimacy and trustworthiness of our application. The primary aim of this mobile app is to connect our tourists to local residents, allowing them to have a more localized travel experience, and hopefully new relationships will be fostered after the tour. And now let's look at how CMC function in our app. So our app provides an effective CMC channel, which is the message function. Users can interact and message each other to finalize the ideal travel itinerary for both the tourist and the tour guide. And hopefully these customized travel itineraries will effectively bring tourists deeper into the local culture. But eventually we would like to shift CMC interaction to real-life interaction. All Singapore residents with a valid identity card are welcome to join us. For safety purposes, they will need to go through a basic training program under STB to ensure professionalism. Only those who pass the evaluation at the end of the course will be licensed under STB to work as our tour guides. While using localX, all online communication will also be monitored by us. All tourists are encouraged to fill in their personal preferences as detailed as possible. Preferences act as a filter, allowing our system to suggest ideal travel buddies to users. A list of guides with similar interests to their chosen preferences will be suggested. Tourists now have to select a guide via the I Pick You. However, if users decide to be more adventurous, are open to opt for the Pick For Me option, which Brenda will be further elaborating on. Thank you.
After selecting the I Pick You option and selecting their preferences, a list of guides and places will be recommended for the users. Each guide will have their own profile, which will include reviews of them, pictures, and information on places they recommend. By selecting a guide of similar interest, it supports both the online and offline interaction, as there is something to talk about, especially for individuals who might be more shy or awkward during face-to-face conversation. Additionally, users can use the local guide's profile to aid their search for places and activities that may interest them. Users can then proceed to message the guides and discuss their plans. The other option, Pick For Me, are for users who are more adventurous and open to any location. This option allows localX to select the location and guide randomly while not neglecting the user's preferences. With no knowledge of what the plans will be, it creates a surprise me factor for users, which will make the whole experience more thrilling. All finalized digital itinerary will be shown under the itinerary function and an additional copy to their emails for future references. localX has also come up with a solo traveler option for tourists who are shy or prefer to travel independently but still want a local experience. as not every individual will feel comfortable with meeting a random local who they just met online. This option will still allow the users to interact with their guides through the messaging function. With all these functions created, localX serves as a platform for both tourists and locals to meet by exchanging information and increase the understanding of each other, which helps foster intercultural relationship. It also aids the transition from an online to an offline relationship. Additionally, with its many personalization functions, localX takes into considerations of users' interests and liking. Lastly, it is an application that prioritizes the safety of all its users by having licensed locals, CMC communication being monitored, and local guides profile which serves as a high warranting value. Ultimately, localX acts as a safe platform for tourists and locals to connect through online and offline by sharing their interests. Not only will users get an authentic, localized experience, it will be an unforgettable experience for both parties and will hopefully foster a lasting relationship. With that, it concludes our page.
We hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Yeah, we really miss you. Like, we didn't want the presentation to be done this way, but sadly has to.
Yeah.
And we hope we will see you again, or I will see you again. I mean, we really
Bye,
miss your
Carl.
classes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, got surprise for you,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we
Yes,
do.
we have a surprise for you.
Please hold.
Okay, guys, 1,
Okay,
Wait,
yours.
Wait. Okay.
Hey!
Ready?
Ta-da!
bye!
Bye.